I've learned to probably really listen to my kids' feelings, that even if I know that the answer is going to be no to whatever request they're asking, because certain ones have to be no, I'm learning that to listen to their feelings, that they still need to be able to air their feelings.
What I used to do was shout and just say, right, come on, now, done. And now I sort of think, whoa, might sometimes get close to it and then think, no, back off. And we need to get, work it through and come to a compromise and agree it rather than dictate.
What I've learned is how to handle with peer pressure.
We've got goals and he works towards the goals, and by reaching the goals we tend to spend time together, and we go places, and he cherishes the one-to-one.
I just say it really helps to prepare you for the teenage years. And I always feel that there's always improvements in parenting, that you can always learn more and more.
The Strengthening Families programme aims to help parents and carers and 10 to 14-year-olds through the teenage years. This is a time of change for all families as young people become more independent and spend less time at home. It's a time when challenges and problems can arise, and many parents and carers feel they need a little bit of help to cope.
Yeah, and I'd go up and confront them, and the situation would get worse and worse, and I'd realise that we'd both be very stressed, and it could ruin a whole evening, and how, in terms of feelings and emotions for both of us, and that by walking away, it's just much better. Yeah, so it's a really calm approach.
Yeah, we've definitely got a lot closer since having done the course, and I think from what they've done in combination with what we've also gone through, I think that it's perhaps made her think a little bit more about her behaviour at home as well, and I'm certainly thinking about my behaviour a lot more.
Yeah. Often young people also need some help to develop the skills to avoid situations that might get them into trouble, or just to manage the challenge of being a teenager and growing up.
Yeah, I used to get in a really bad temper with my friends if I got always had to be picked on to do something, and now I'm just a bit more calmer and relaxed and just get on with it.
The children think through what they're doing and realise that their actions also have a consequence on what happens to me and how things work out, and that sort of throwing a paddy isn't necessarily the best way of sorting it out.
The Strengthening Families programme helps parents to show they love their teenagers, but also to set clear limits around their children's behaviour. It's been used with families for many years, and it's been scientifically evaluated and shown to be effective for the prevention of alcohol and drug misuse.
It's changed my behaviour towards my children. I listen to what they have to say more. I don't lose my temper as much.
If you come to these strengthening family things, it really helps because it makes you a stronger family and you can deal with problems easier.
Families come in many forms, and the Strengthening Families programme welcomes any family. This may be a young person with a mum and a dad, a lone parent, foster parents, or even grandparents. Whoever is involved with the care of the young person.
It's just reached 12 months since their mum went, so of course there's a lot of changes, but it's that's the way things are now.
I'm a single parent. I'm on my own, so it's hard. It's very difficult trying to balance being a mum and being a dad. But the tools I've gained during the course have been extremely beneficial.
The Strengthening Families programme for 10 to 14-year-olds consists of 7 two-hour sessions for parents, carers and young people. In each session, the adults and young people attend separate skill-building groups for the first hour and then spend the second hour together in supervised family activities.
Youth asks questions, says what could happen and suggests something else when a friend wants him or her to smoke pot. Move ahead 3 squares.
Oh, well done.
6 months to 1 year after the end of the first 7 sessions, there are 4 booster sessions designed to reinforce the skills, gained in the original sessions.
You're saved.
Right, we're going to play a game now called Go Fishing.
Through discussion and games, the youth sessions focus on setting definite goals, dealing with stress and strong emotions, communicating clearly, increasing reasonable behaviour, and improving skills to deal with peer pressure.
Sticks up for you if others talk about you.
Right, now do you think that's a good quality or a bad quality to having a friend?
Good quality.
A good one, I agree.
The youth booster sessions focus on making good friends, handling conflict, and reinforcing skills learned in the first 7 sessions. The parent sessions focus on discussing the importance of nurturing our young people, while at the same time setting rules, making sure rules are followed and applying appropriate discipline. Topics include developing good communication skills, making house rules, encouraging good behaviour, using consequences, building bridges and protecting against alcohol and substance misuse.
You know at a young age a lot more about things than I think a child should know, but at least he can talk to me about it.
The parent sessions include skill-building activities and group support, whilst the parent booster sessions focus on parents handling their own stress, communicating when partners don't agree, and reinforcing earlier skills training. Both the youth and the parent sessions include discussion of videos of typical positive and negative family scenarios shown by actors.
No, it's nothing. Leave me alone.
That looks great, Esther. I'm impressed.
How about every time you get to school on time, you get a point?
What good's a point?
Well, we'll keep track of the points and then you can work towards some kind of reward at the end of the week.
These videos help the adults and children to discuss what's going on in their own families.
Child groups that I found that Kevin knew a lot more about drugs than I thought he knew, which shocked me because I thought, you're only 9 years old, how do you know this?
Right.
Youth spends time with family doing something fun. Move ahead. One square.
And the family sessions include parent-youth discussions, games, projects and skill-building practice.
Oh yes, yeah, I went and did that with him, yeah, and was telling him how brilliant he was and got him to say it, you know, in front of his dad and all that sort of practicing it. And yeah, I found that really terrific. Probably the peer pressure stuff found fantastic, yeah.
The piece about peer pressure, I'm cherishing that piece of paper for the future.
The programme sessions are generally held in the early evening at a time that's suitable for families. Refreshments are always provided. This can be light snacks and sandwiches or a cooked supper. The families and the programme facilitators welcome this social occasion as a time to relax and enjoy each other's company. The programmes usually run in schools, community centres or village halls. If families need to travel to the nearest site, there's often help with the cost of transport. And there's a creche for younger children.
I would recommend this to other people because it's really fun.
I would tell someone who wants to come on the course that it was a relaxed way of... It appears common sense when you sit back and look at it, but it needs pointing out because common sense doesn't necessarily come and you've got to be told.
I feel you've never got enough skills as a parent. I've learnt a lot from the course, my son's learnt a lot from the course, and it's brought us closer together, and I think it will bring any family closer together.
I have nothing but praise for what has actually happened on this, because it's transformation. I mean, like I say, getting called into the school and saying what has changed, why in Jacob, what have you done which is so different? This was his actual form teacher, and I said, well, we've been attending this course, but at least there's been a noticeable, marked improvement the way Jacob seems to have adopted a more mature attitude. I mean, that's proof in the pudding, as you say, isn't it, really? You know.
So if you'd like to find out more about the Strengthening Families programme, why not email us using the contact tab on this website?